So this corona has separated us from the classroom and classroom fun. However, we'll have online classes as efficient as possible. See, we'll discuss today about the pharmacokinetic parameters and how to determine those pharmacokinetic parameters. So, what are the parameters we are going to discuss is Cmax, Tmax, Ka or rate constant of absorption or elimination rate constant, T of AUC, AUMC and MRT. So you all know that these are all the parameters of pharmacokinetic is checked. So let us see before starting what is pharmacokinetic. So pharmacokinetic means it is to check the movement of drug in our body once after administration to when it is eliminated. So during those process, where all the drug goes, so all these things are checked, the movement. So this is very useful for the measurement or to checking the bioavailability. So bioavailability in short, it is called as BA. So this bioavailability is nothing but the fraction of drug available in the systemic circulation or amount of drug present in the blood. So this bioavailability, there are two categories. One is absolute bioavailability, another one is relative bioavailability. You all know that when the drug is administered to IV, that will give you 100% of bioavailability. Rest all other dosage forms or route of administrations are less than 100% due to the first was metabolism or intestinal absorption. So due to this, the IV route is considered as 100% because the drug is as such directly placed into the blood. So what is absolute bioavailability means? We are comparing the ratio between the IV route of administration and the other dosage form. So for example, the absolute bioavailability is nothing but the ratio between AUC of non-IV divided by AUC of IV into their doses. That means dose of IV divided by dose of non-IV. So it is nothing but comparing the bioavailability in term of AUC of IV and AUC of non-IV route. The second is called as relative bioavailability, is nothing but comparing the AUC of formulation 1 or formulation A with formulation B. See, here you must know to differentiate the relative bioavailability with bioequivalency. So in relative bioavailability, we are comparing formulation A and B. The formulation A is a different dosage form and formulation B is another different type of dosage form. So we are comparing two dosage forms in the same manner with their dose, and this will give you relative bioavailability. But in bioequivalency, we will select same formulation, same dosage form of different company products are compared. That is known as bioequivalency. So these are the two difference between the bioequivalency and bioavailability. However, to our topic, the relative bioavailability and absolute bioavailability is useful when we are talking about or how to determining this pharmacokinetic parameter. So next we'll see how each and every parameters of pharmacokinetic is determined in various methods. We'll see in the next session. See, the bioavailability have directly correlation with the AUC. AUC is nothing but area under the curve. So what is bioavailability? So amount of drug reaching blood. So first we have to make the drug to reach the blood, then we should check the concentration of the drug present in the blood. So after doing that preliminary experiment, so we can able to correlate all those values in the graph. So based on that values and the graph, we can able to calculate the area under curve. So the area under curve is equal to more or less bioavailable. So how to check or how to determine AUC? So the AUC is determined by these four methods. One is cut and weight method, planimeter method, trapezoidal rule method, and integration method. So more or less, among all four methods, the trapezoidal rule is one of the widely used method to determine AUC. So in these four methods, we need the concentration of drug available in the blood. So how to measure that and how to do that? So we will select the healthy human volunteer or animal. We will make the amount of drug to be administered. So after administering particular drug to the human volunteer or animal, from the volunteers, we will withdraw around 5 to 6 ml of blood in periodical interval. Maybe starting from 0, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, up to 8 hour, 10 hour, as per our requirement of the study to be conducted. So, for example, after administering drug, around 5 to 6 ml of blood is collected. Then the blood is centrifuged to separate plasma and serum. Mostly, the drug will be bound in the plasma protein. So, that plasma protein is separated, and that plasma protein available drug is measured by any one of the analytical techniques, by UV, HPLC or HPTLC method. So for example, I have taken the drug, and from my body every 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 5 ml of blood is taken, and that is separated. The plasma drug concentration is, for example, it is reported like this. For example, time 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 hour blood sample is collected. In that blood sample, the concentration of drug present is 12, 20, 48, 30 and 5 mg per ml. So now I am going to draw a graph between the time and concentration. Concentration in the y-axis and time in the x-axis. Time I mentioned in the hour. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 8 hours, the graph plotted will give you this type of pattern. So now imagine the area under this graph. So all this area is called as area under the curve. So based on the drug reaches to the blood, the area will differ. So by using this AUC graph, for example, you wanted to check the relative bioavailability of two different dosage forms. So these two graphs are plot. So when comparing the area of each graph, when the ratio between these two will give you the relative bioavailability. The same graph is compared with intravenous route of administration AUC, you will get absolute bioavailability. So now by using this graph, what are all the parameters can be checked? First, so just imagine this is the graph. Here, this is the maximum concentration available in the blood. So for example, this concentration maximum available in the blood, this point or this concentration is termed as Cmax. See, this is the maximum concentration. So this 48 is the Cmax. This Cmax is unit by mg or microgram, whatever it is. So the corresponding to the Cmax, at what time and which hour the Cmax is obtained. So corresponding to this concentration at the x-axis time is known as Tmax. That means when at the time when the Cmax is obtained is known as Tmax. It is unit by time, maybe hours. So here. So in this graph, the first portion up to reaching the Cmax is known as absorption phase. After reaching the maximum concentration, the declining phase is considered as a elimination phase. So here, from year to year, we can able to calculate the absorption rate constant. From year to year, we can able to calculate elimination rate constant. So why we wanted to check the rate constant? So the rate constant is nothing but kinetic, that means movement speed. So based on the absorption rate constant, it is called as Ka. This is called as Kel. So by using these two rate constant, we can able to calculate P off. So you all know that in second year we have done first order, second order. We have plotted a graph. So when plotting the graph, we have taken a slope. So slope divided by 2.303 is equal to k. So by using this k value, we can able to calculate T of by using the formula 0.693 divided by k is equal to T of. Okay. So that once the T of is calculated, we can able to find out the shelf life of the drug. Okay. So now we'll see the second main task is how to calculate AUC. See, this is the way you have plotted the graph. In case this cut and weight or planimeter method we'll use only to calculate the relative bioavailability. It's nothing but we are comparing one with another. So if you plot the graph, x-axis, y-axis, so you know the pattern of graph. So now the cut and weight method is nothing but we have to exactly cut the graph paper on the curve where this goes. So we have to take the scissor and cut the graph on the curve and remove that. So again the same another formulation graph is plotted, that graph is also cut and two areas of the graphs are separately taken. So those weight is taken and compared. Formulation A or formulation B. The weight of formulation A, weight of formulation B is compared. So we will get relative bioavailability. So same like planimeter is nothing but the planimeter is used to measure the areas. So here in the graph paper we will get different boxes. So either manually we can count how many boxes are underlying under this graph and another formulation B graph and we can compare, or by using planimeter this area is physically measured and that area is compared with the formulation B, another graph area, and we can able to use it in the formula to check the relative bioavailability or absolute bioavailability. However, the direct link of AUC is determined by the trapezoidal rule. This trapezoidal rule is nothing but a calculative method. By using formula we can able to check the exact area under curve. So how to do that? So there are different segments. For example, see, just imagine this 1 hour is given 12 mg, 2 hour is 20 mg. So just check this is from 1 to 2 hour. So first you have to determine this area, and second this portion is determined, and third this portion. Like up to 8 hour the individual areas are determined and that areas are added together to check the area under curve. So how the trapezoidal rule works and what formula is used? So the trapezoidal rule is nothing but AUC is equal to C1 plus C2 divided by 2 into T2 minus T1. So this is the linear trapezoidal rule. So we know that the concentration C1 for first, okay. So AUC, we are going to check the AUC from 1 hour to 2 hour. So for this AUC C1 plus C2 divided by 2 into T2 minus difference between time. So C1 is 12, C2 is 20, so it is 32 divided by 2 is equal to 16 and into 1. So 16 into 1 is 16. So the area under curve of 1 to 2 hour is 16. So like that we have to keep calculate 1 to 2 hour, 2 to 4 hour, 4 to 6 hour, 6 to 8 hour, like that. So the next will be 20 to 38. So here will be 20 and next will be 38. So it will come. So now you see that I have added all the values in the formula. So C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C8 and times. So based on that 12 plus 20 divided by 2 into T1 minus T2. So like that for individual hours AUC is 16, 68 plus 78 plus 35. So altogether it is 197. The unit of AUC is microgram per hour in liter. So this is the AUC from 0 to T hours. That means 0 hours to 8 hours as per the values given is this. So now by using this AUC, so if you wanted to compare to check relative bioavailability or absolute bioavailability, we have to match with that. So I'll give you the next session full values. So for that you can able to check the AUC and other things. So now by using this AUC, we can able to calculate AUMC. That means area under first moment curve. So why we wanted to check AUMC? So because the ratio between AUMC and AUC will give the value called MRT. So MRT is nothing but mean residual time. So now how to check MRT? AUMC divided by AUC. So now we know AUC is 197. So now we wanted to check AUMC. So when AUMC is checked, we can able to check MRT, mean residual time. What is mean residual time means? So how long or the duration of drug staying in our body after administration. So here, so the AUMC is same procedure, same trapezoidal rule. It can be calculated when AUC into T in y-axis and same time in x-axis, the graph is plotted. You got it? See now the first AUC is 16. So 16 into time 1 and 68 into time 2, 78 into 2, 35 into 2. So this will become your y-axis and the time will become x-axis. So when you plot graph like this, by using same formula, same trapezoidal rule, we will get some value of AUMC. The AUMC unit is microgram hour square per liter. Since one time is added, so it become hour square. So AUC into T versus time, we will get a graph. The same is added into the trapezoidal rule. We will get AUMC. By dividing AUMC divided by AUC, we will get MRT. The unit of MRT is hour. Okay. So the next is, so now we have calculated AUC, AUMC, MRT, Cmax and Tmax. So other two more important factors we will discuss how to check. One is Ka and Tf. So it's very simple. The graph is plotted between log C and time. So you know that when the graph is plotted in log, you will get more or less straight line. So this type of graph you will get. So the slope is measured by using the slope divided by 2.303, we will get Ka, absorption rate constant, K value. So once we get K value, you know that T of can be calculated. That means 6.393 divided by Ka, we will get T of. So by using this graph, we are able to calculate the absorption rate constant and T of. So absorption rate constant unit is time inverse. Unit for T of is hour or minutes or seconds. Okay, so now the trapezoidal linear method, how to calculate the AUC. And one more thing we mentioned in the previous slide, see, non-linear method. So more or less we are not following the non-linear method. However, by non-linear method, the AUC can be calculated by using the formula C1 plus C2, that is divided by ln C1 by C2 into delta T, that means difference in the T. So this is also a trapezoidal method. So from 1 hour to 2 hour non-linear areas calculated. then 2 to 4 hour, 4 to 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours separately calculated, and sum of all those things are added to find out the total AUC 0 to T. Okay, so the previous slide I told there are 4 methods. The fourth method is integration method. So how to check AUC by integration method is by using the formula C0 by K. This is integration method. So what is C0? The same graph, the curve is extrapolated to y-axis. In y-axis where it intersect, this intersection is known as C0. So in the same graph, K is calculated. So C0 divided by K will get you AUC. So these are the 4 methods to calculate AUC, AUMC, thereby MRT can be calculated. So today we discussed how to determine the pharmacokinetic parameters like Cmax, that means maximum concentration in the blood. The corresponding to that maximum concentration is known as Tmax, and mainly the trapezoidal rule to calculate AUC and AUMC, and in the integration method. By using that AUC and AUMC, we can able to calculate MRT, and plotting the graph between log C and T, we can able to calculate Ka and Tf. So now I'll give you another set of readings. So you have to calculate all Cmax, Tmax, AUC, AUMC and MRT and submit it later. Thank you. Okay students, see now we finished one set. For example, you keep this as hydroxychloroquine tablet. Okay, so I explained. Now I am giving reading. For example, this is hydroxychloroquine capsule. So now your work, you have to check completely MRT of hydroxychloroquine capsule. So for this value, you calculate AUC, AUMC and MRT. Then also report what is Cmax, Tmax, Ka and Tf. The full set of the pharmacokinetic parameters to be checked for these values and submit it tonight. Then already more or less we have framed the same method, same values. Again, you calculate only the AUC of the hydroxychloroquine tablet and find out the relative bioavailability. There are 2 reports you have to give. One is full set of parameters for hydroxychloroquine capsule. This is the values, and the relative bioavailability between tablet and capsule of hydroxychloroquine. Students, all the values are hypothetical. These numericals are hypothetical. This does not carry any clinical significance with the these are all just like that given. So just for the understanding and experiment purpose. So I need the full set of value of Tmax, Cmax, AUC by trapezoidal linear method, AUMC, MRT, Tf and Ka with unit. Time, this is hour, second, minute. Cmax unit is mg and AUC is microgram hour per liter. AUMC is microgram hour square per liter. MRT is time, maybe second, minute, hour, and Tf is time, second, and the elimination, absorption rate constant is time inverse. So the same like we can plot a graph with the elimination concentration and time, and we can able to calculate elimination rate constant. So we will finish this today and we'll see the rest of the parameters and other topics in the next class. Thank you very much.